6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Through Black and White Eyes for Fulltyne, the match reaction live. Sometimes we do this as a video, sometimes we do it live. It all depends on when we've got time or not, basically. So flew back from work, managed to get everything sorted out just. We've got lots of talking points to go through. I was hoping Mike was going to join. He was at the game. He is a season ticket holder, so he might be getting drunk thinking he should have had 3 points, but it's just a shame they didn't, really, isn't it? Let's bring the boys in. Good evening.
All right.
Evening. Tomorrow, you all right? Relegated to the daughter's room again? You're not moving around very much now. It's just the daughter's room now we're getting. Oh, he's got no sound. You've got no sound. Can't hear you. Oh, here we go. He's having a Maro. Nope. Yeah. He's going to go out and come back in again. Brilliant. While we're waiting for him to come back in, we'll go through the comments. Here's Mike. He's just turned up. So there's Dougie being a member. If anyone else would like to be a member, hit the...
What's he doing?
Where's Mike? He's on the stairs.
I am banished to the stairs.
That is brilliant. Oh, we've got Mike on the stairs and we've got Morrow with no sound. Fantastic. I love it. Can you hear?
Hello, can you hear me?
No. Good evening. Good result, ASM. Yeah, we're going to discuss about performances near the end of it. Evening, everyone. Evening, James. Evening, Paul. Hi, Keith. Hi, Baz. And wow, we get away with that. We did. We actually did. Good evening, everyone. Good evening from Indonesia, Barry. Good evening, Paul. Evening, Mogul. Hi, Mauro, Gary, Baz. Again, it's always me. Oh, Mike's stairs have dropped. I can't stop laughing at it. Oh man, Roy, honestly, thank you so much. Every time, it's unbelievable charity. I've got no words, mate. Thank you so much. And Thomas, hey Thomas, I hope you're well. I hope the missus is well as well. She's pregnant, everyone. She's having twins, the poor bastard. Good luck with that. Hi Baz, lucky point, but we deserved it. I thought we did for our defensive work. United got slapped 4-0 and we didn't lose considering I thought we were quite poor today. Pretty good day. It is. And the Mackems conceded a last minute goal and it was the goalkeeper as well.
Goalkeeper.
Hey, he's back again.
Back for now.
I love it. We defo biggest United, yeah. I mean right, we are talking about our game, not Man United, even though it is just very laughable. Christian Eriksen gifting them the second goal as well was absolutely priceless. Hi, Mike. Great game from you today. You deserved the win. We were lucky for the defense. Solid, Pope. Wow. Yeah, so we're going to come on to it. So why we're here is we're all going to be obviously talking about this. Dan Burns had another child, as you can see. And there's a 0-0 draw. This was our lineup. We almost called it. I mean, we called it pretty much right, apart from we didn't realize Target had a dead leg. That came from nowhere. Eddie Howe never mentioned that in his press conference. I don't think he did. I didn't see anything leading up to it, but as we all know, Dan Burn is versatile. He dropped into left back. Sven Botman making his full debut. He was like a Rolls Royce, Shaw and Trippier and Pope. Someone said he might have been injured for the game, but obviously wasn't. Mike, do you want to just talk about your lineup and were you close to getting it right? I think you were, weren't you? Apart from Pasuma was playing in yours.
Yeah, no, it was pretty close to. I said he might go with Lallana. I thought he might take Lallana out because of like his age, but he did go basically an unchanged team from last week.
Yeah, solid team as well, to be fair. Just to obviously note this as well, football away days, 3,100 Newcastle United fans made the 700-mile trip to Brighton today. It was actually nice to play Use on a Saturday at 3 o'clock rather than on a Monday night and having to try and travel the 700 miles round trip. But it makes a change for Sky not to do that to us. And you got your just rewards because we had 3,100 fans down there selling out an end for you. What was it like? You were there. You were a season ticket holder. What did you make of the fans themselves?
The acoustics of the Amex are pretty weird anyway. You don't tend to hear anything other than the fans around you. It's bizarre. Oh, right. But my two boys sit in the east, so they're right next to away fans, and they said that Newcastle were loud like the whole game. You know, they were singing through the whole game. So from the north, we can't hear that. We can hear it when they're all singing in unison. But if you've only got small groups singing, which happens in the north as well, it doesn't carry around the ground. So it might be loud where you are, but not so loud in the rest of the ground.
Right. Interesting.
But massive away sport. That end was like rammed.
Did you meet any of them before the game? Did you see any Geordies going in? Do you have a pint or anything like that, or do you have your own ritual?
No. I was waiting for my boy to come from work, so I was outside. So I saw loads of them, and there's a lot of them singing "Brighton's a shithole." But a funny one was his fans going around with an Amanda Chevrolet flag, which I think I sent you the picture.
Yes,
and
you did,
just after they went through, this like foreign guy come up to me and said, "Who is this? Who is this woman?" And I said, "Well, she's the woman who's instrumental in Newcastle being taken over." She said, "I drove her here to the ground."
Oh, no way.
Never.
I was like, "Well, you should go and tell them, mate, because they'll be buying you beers like for the rest of the afternoon." So,
trying to get stories. I love it. Yeah. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. The first talking point I want to talk about was this. And I know a high foot is dangerous, but the defender's nowhere near that foot in my eyes. He's nowhere near the ball. There's enough distance for me to say that foot is not dangerous. I think that goal should have stood, personally. Now, we've had the wrong end of the stick where we had Sean Longstaff last season actually get kicked in the head in the penalty area trying to score a goal, and we didn't even get given a penalty. I feel aggrieved on both of them now. Gary, what's your take on it? Looking at the distance, that's the thing I look at, the distance. And he's not winning that header, is he? He's not pulling out of it either.
No, he's not pulling out of it. Do you know what it is? It just, I mean, what are the rules? Is it like your foot can it be above shoulder height or head height? Or
but if that's the case, why do players still do it?
I know, exactly. It's going to happen this season. There's going to be another incident exactly the same that's going to get fouled. There you go. And one will get accepted and lead to a goal. It's going to happen at some point again this season. Just depends on the rules. I thought it was a bit harsh, but I can see why it got chalked off as well.
I can see why. I just think the distance.
I can see both ends, And see like both ends, but they just need to clarify the rule, what the rule is, and then that's it.
It's like a handball, isn't it, in the box, like ball to hand. Like there was one when the Brighton player smashed it off, I think it was Burns' hand or Shaw's hand from literally half a yard away, and he was screaming for a penalty. I'm like, come on. I mean,
you know that if that had happened to us at the Gallagher, we would have went high foot, wouldn't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is what I mean, though. It's clarifying the rules. And
when you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, Mauro, what do you make of it? Do you understand the rules a bit more than what maybe I do? But just looking at that picture for the distance, is he far enough away to be able to have his foot that high?
For me, it was far away. Not far away. It shouldn't be called, and it would have been a good chance. Callum did score in the end, but Sanchez didn't. It already stopped the action. But I think that should be let. And for me, it's really puzzled how in these days, when you have 100 cameras, when you have VAR option, and some of the decisions like this or last season, if you remember Madison diving for a penalty, and they didn't even check that. And some of these things they don't even check, and then sometimes they check for 5 minutes something that's totally irrelevant, not important. So
I mean,
I think VAR. Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
No, I was just going to say, I think you look at it both ways as well. I mean, remember Wilson's goal at Palace last season? The overhead kick.
Yes.
Right, so you're literally putting your foot right up in the air doing an overhead kick, aren't you? So, but that's
why is that allowed?
Yeah, why is that allowed? So,
but it's not if he makes contact with a player, though, because then they'll blow for a foul.
For a foul. So, just one of those. So I just don't know. Just strange, honestly. I can see why it got chalked off, but I can see why people would say it should have been a goal.
Yeah. The one thing I'll ask you, Mike, if that was the other end of the pitch and it was you getting a penalty because the foot was high, would you be screaming?
Well, if that had been us, of course we would have been perfectly fine with it.
Do you see the confusion?
I mean, you guys have hit the nail on the head. If it's an overhead kick or something like that, it's getting given, isn't it? I think the referee had blown up quite quick, and all our players kind of stopped, which is why Callum Wilson, not saying he wouldn't have scored, but it's why he put it in the net.
He did scuff it, to be fair.
I think, totally. If that's at the other end, we're screaming for a goal and saying, why is that being disallowed, without a doubt.
And the other thing to ask as well, if we were given a penalty because it was the defender's foot that high in the air, that close to Wilson trying to head the ball, would you feel aggrieved that it would be given as a penalty?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think I can see, like everyone said in there, I can see why, because it's that possibility that something's going to happen. But then, you want consistency, don't you, in the whole scheme of it? And there isn't that at the moment. The refereeing's just all over the place. Yeah,
I agree. I just think it's the distance for me that does it, because the defender has committed himself. He's not close to he's close to it, but he's not. He's even got his arm to protect them, and that's nowhere near Callum Wilson's foot. I just think consistency needs to be done. If you can't have your foot that high, you shouldn't be allowed to do it anywhere on the pitch. And that includes bringing the ball down, even if there's a player 10 yards away from you. You shouldn't be putting your foot that high. But then again, that stops a certain skill set, doesn't it? Because you've got the likes of Wilson, and players can get their leg up that high and bring the ball down on a 1p piece and trap it. And then you think, well, when's it dangerous and when it's not dangerous? It's a hard line to draw, isn't it?
I just had a thought there, but this is what VAR's meant to do. Did VAR come in at some point on this, or I can't remember?
VAR came in on the one with Longstaff, and they still deemed it all right. I couldn't believe it.
This is what VAR's meant to do. It's meant to sort this stuff out, but it clearly doesn't.
He should have led the action until the end and then check the VAR and see if it's okay, because he was behind Wilson, so he couldn't have a clear shot at how close was it to his head. So he should allow the whole play to play until the end and then check on the VAR, and it would be okay.
Yeah, a bit like offside, don't they? The linesmen don't put the flags up now unless they're 100% sure, and then they stop the play, and put the flag up when it's run out, and then VAR can check it. Thomas says, never mind the twins, mate. I'm renovating the new house in this bloody heat alone. God, I feel so sorry for you. It's far too hot to be doing things like that. Packing Kit Kats was hard enough today. Should be Mike at south end of the stairs. Terrible. I was asked today what time Manchester United kicked off. I said every 5 minutes. Love it. I'm stealing that, Alan. Please hit the thumbs up button for us and consider subscribing, and please consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat if anyone would like to. I hope other teams don't take up a 3-5-2 formation because it killed us. It did a bit, yeah. Hi, Baz. Glad I made you smile when I sent you the league table. Yeah, Man United rock bottom. Fort Brighton played some good football today. We seriously need more attacking options, though. We'll come on to that a bit later on as well. I don't understand why VAR was not used. Well, I mean, the referee blew the whistle and the game had stopped, so you couldn't use VAR at that point. You had to wait until the phase of play had finished, and then you can check VAR, but the referee didn't do that. When I saw Longstaff replace Willock, I just thought we still haven't got enough in on the field. Miggy was better than ASM, but neither was great. We could do with an upgrade. I thought Miggy played all right in the first half. I really did. Right, we'll come back to them a little bit later on. This obviously happened. And how lucky were we? I still can't believe he was so cool and calm, because he actually took a touch before he even cleared it off the line. And this is how close it got, Mike. If you haven't actually seen the goal line technology, my heart was in my mouth, because at one point I actually thought it was over the line. And I don't know if they checked it at the right point or not, because he chest controlled it down, didn't he? Or kneed it down and then cleared it. That was your best chance of the first half. In a first half where there wasn't too many chances. Did you think it was in where you were? Were you too far away?
They kind of, at the Amex, they replay any sort of incidents that happen with the home team. And so that we all, in the North, we were all like, that's in. Like, it's in. That's a goal. We're all like, about to celebrate. And then we see the goal line technology come up and, like, see how close it is. But from the live action, it looked like he had, like you say, controlled it behind the line. But hey ho, it is what it is, isn't it? So
they only checked the bit when he cleared it. That's why I thought maybe they should have went back a little bit further and checked a bit more of it. They might have. I don't know if they did, but because it did look like it to me, it was behind the line. But Gary, I mean, how solid was the defense? I mean, Pope was excellent, Trippier was excellent, Shaw was, Byrne filled in really well at centre back, and Botman was excellent. But that incident there just shows you the togetherness that we actually have now. We would have lost that game last season.
The defence was solid today. Nick Pope was outstanding. And I think we're going to have to, if we don't do something about a forward line at some point, we're going to have more games like that this season, because but you can tell where we've put all our money into, can't you?
Yeah.
The owners have, because we've improved so much at the back. Yeah. And I think Man United would take our full back line right now.
Yeah, I think they would, yeah, all five of them.
And Trippier clearing it off the line, it's just bloody good defending for me. It's what it is. It's using your brain, being on the line, thinking just in case Pope doesn't save it, and then there you go.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant defending.
But if it hadn't been for our defence today, it would have been about 3-4 now.
Easily. Mauro, what did you make of it?
Yeah, our defense and Pope were really excellent today, and all five of them. And if it wasn't for them, we would have probably lost the game. And to be honest, Brighton was a better team today. So our defense is really solid, and it gives us hope for the rest of the games. Really, we just need to add one or two attacking players to change the fluidity of the game. But defense is really, really rock solid.
Yeah, I still think we shaded the first half. I was a bit more buoyant, and then the second half started, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I've literally got no nails left."
The second half was one way of talking.
It was. Mike, what did you make of our defence? It's not like a Newcastle team to defend like that.
No, it's amazing. I mean, Pope was unbelievable. Their two saves in particular he made were just unreal. One right in front of us, right at the start of the second half, was just a one-handed. That was just unreal. We all thought that was going in, and he just managed to get to it. But yeah, your whole back line, that second half, we were just constantly coming forward and putting you under pressure and kind of probing and getting behind your fullbacks, and you're just dealing with it. So, and like when you weren't dealing with it, then Pope was there. So, it was very impressive.
Yeah.
Sorry, my boy just wants to come downstairs. So
it's fine. Yeah, not a problem. Thomas says, well, Keith, regarding VAR in Premier League, nothing has changed. Obviously, a bit of corruption, he's saying. Even lads, Brighton were impressive, but if Paqueta was in the team beside Bruno, then we would have been stronger. Ifs and buts with that sort of comment. The ref was behind Wilson on the tally. I believe the high foot comes under the dubious dangerous play rule. There is a specific rule about foot being over. Yeah, see, it's such a grey area and it needs looking at.
Yeah, it needs looking at.
Brighton are never an easy side to play. To credit to Graham Potter, wouldn't mind playing Man United every week. We haven't played them yet, so don't say things like that. First half, I think we were better. The better half, we had chances, but second half was our back foot. I guess back on the foot. I don't know. Pope saved us, losing the game. 100% England first team keeper Pope stopped Brighton winning by 4 or 5 goals. Yeah, I think Pope could nick that number 1 spot from Pickford.
I mean, it might. I mean, Mike would probably agree with this, but it's the same old problem for Brighton, isn't it? Especially at home, they need a goal scorer. They need a goal scorer, and they did last season. And if they had one, they'd have won the game today. Because, I mean, I don't know if you're going to mention it, but there was one chance in the second half. I still don't know.
We will. Pascal Gross squared back to him. He was just the wrong side of the post when he side-footed.
Mitoma went round your fullback and then laid it back for Pascal Gross, who's almost like in front of the goal and hit it past the post. So we were like, couldn't believe it. It's like, it's just, it's been the problem is putting the ball in the net. It's a problem going back 2 or 3 years. And 9 times out of 10 when we're scoring, it's not our centre forward. So we have got a player on the bench, but he hasn't featured yet. With Denison Dav, scored in the Belgium League for fun, but it's making that step up to the Premier League, and time's going to see whether he's that solution. Welbeck looks good, but he's not a 20 goal a season striker. He's but yeah, he's it's
one of those things, isn't it? And I mean, we mentioned this quite a lot on the Premier League review show on a Tuesday night, talking about all clubs, Palace, Brighton, Newcastle, missing that consistent goal scorer. I mean, we do have Wilson if he stays fit, but Wilson's never stayed fit yet, so we don't have that 15-20 goal a season striker. I mean, we could have this season if he does stay fit, but time will tell. But we've always said Brighton are a striker away from being a comfortable top 10 team. Palace are a striker away from being a comfortable top 10 team. It just depends if you can find a striker and you're willing to pay what it's going to cost to bring them. And so far, neither team has. None of us have. Even we're struggling. But as soon as the ball crosses the line at any stage, the ref's wristband vibrates, mate. Yeah, I thought it did. I just, honestly, if you watch it again and you watch it when he controls it first, it just, honestly, my heart went in my mouth because I thought it was over the line. But there you go. Nick Pope was superb. Yes, he was. The trialing, the linesman bracelets at World Cup to instantly signal offside. Yeah. What's the point in having the linesmen then? Why not they just have an alarm that goes off? I suppose it's another pair of eyes on the game, I suppose, but the refs never really listen to them, do they? So, guys, we're going down. Who's going down first, Giggs or Man U? Terrible. I'm very shocked about what's happened at Man United. I'm not. Do you think Brighton will need another strike? Yes, we've just covered that. Do you agree with Glazer out movement, guys? Doesn't really concern us, does it? Really, to be fair, but yes, I think. Yeah, I do. I speak to a lot of my United fans at work in York, and they all tell me about what the Glazers do financially behind the scenes, pulling all the money out of the club, leaving it still in debt with the money they borrowed against the club. You are a better run club than what we were under Mike Ashley, as you still spent money on players where we didn't. So you just get your just rewards a little bit in my eyes. It's all down to Fergie, isn't it? Apparently he had an argument with the old owners over a horse, and he told the owners they needed to sell up or something, and he started the movement to get them out. And look what happens. Are they going to have a go at Fergie? I don't think they are. He's untouchable. A game of two halves with chances for both teams. Still a bit rusty for the start of the season for NFC, but Eddie will get it sorted. Well done, Brighton. You give us a great game. They did. I think Eddie go 5-4-1 against City. I think he will as well. I don't think he'll want to drop one of the centre backs after today's performance.
No, I don't.
Would you be surprised if Man United became the Oldham in the future? I'd be very surprised if that happens. Potter knew what to do. Give Bruno no time on the ball. He lost possession several times today. Stop him and Maxi, and we have very little threat. I agree with that. Stop Bruno, you stop our team. And we said that last night, didn't we, Mike? On the show, if you can stop Bruno, you're going to stop us playing.
We did.
And you did that.
Yeah. Lads, I'm going to have to shoot now because I'm out in the middle of something. So
it's all right.
But I just thought, come on, just show my face.
You did say you would. And done it
yeah. And really, all the best for the rest of the season. You know, that's it's a good point for you guys, and that's great. Great start of the season.
It is, and for you as well.
All right,
catch you there, pal. See you on Tuesday night.
Cheers.
Bye, Mike.
See you.
All right.
Mike got more important things to do. Sounds like a barbecue. I'm jealous. If the rest watch don't chime in it over the line, I love it. Our bench was piss weak. We need game changers. We can't. Gary Anderson. Why was Anderson?
I know. Just
Murphy came on. What's all that about?
Well, that was the problem because by the end of the game, I think our front three was Murphy, Wood, and who was the other one?
Miggy stayed on.
Miggy stayed on. But when you've got like Murphy and Wood up front, it's just like that's where we have problems up. And it's I don't understand Anderson. Eddie knows what he's doing. He's a very clever man. He brought Bruno in when he was ready. And hopefully he's doing the same with Anderson. But if he's not going to get any minutes at all, then he's going to have to go on loan in January.
But this is it.
There's no point keeping him. There's no point in keeping a player of that talent if he's not going to get minutes.
I agree.
But I'm sure. I mean, he'll play against Tranmere.
Definitely.
But he cannot just keep playing cup games. That's not enough.
No, definitely not. He needs to get taste of the Premier League, and I thought today would be an excellent opportunity for him.
Yeah.
I guess maybe he didn't. It's the trust in him as well, though, isn't it? I mean, it would have been his debut. Yeah. Maybe he wants to save his debut for a home game. Maybe I don't know.
Somebody did say something interesting about Murphy, man.
Go on then.
He says maybe he's giving Murphy the minutes just to get him in the shop window a bit to get rid of him before the end. You know what I mean? So maybe potential, but I don't know. But Eddie knows best.
I don't think we relied on Wood to change the game. You got to look at when Wood came on. He only came on with 4 minutes to come. They were literally just brung him on just to throw the ball up front to try and relieve pressure because we were under a lot of it. And you never know. He might have got a chance. He might have put it away. But when he came on, I thought for the 5 minutes, he won 2 aerial duels. He did a nice little bit of work on the left-hand side as well to get us onto an attack. Can't really fault what he did in 5 minutes, to be honest with you. But he's being used tactically there to run the game down, not as to change the game. It was literally to get a point. He wasn't trying to win the game at that situation. Mauro, what do you think on the Anderson situation?
I was surprised also that he didn't come in because I think he was exactly what we needed in the second half. Somebody who would bring the ball from the midfield, who is not afraid of the challenge, who can progress with the ball. And I was expecting him to be subbed in, but I think for the last 20-25 minutes, we were happy with the point. So we just, as you said, did some tactical changes and just finished the game out. But really surprised he didn't come in.
Yeah, I was. Again, he might just save him for a home tie. You never know. Against Man City. Throw him on against Kevin De Bruyne and Foden and De Silva and everyone. And then let him nail Grealish, give him a Geordie kiss. I know that. Here's the stats from the game. It does make their reading that Brighton were literally the better team, to be honest with you, especially in that second half. 55% of possession in their favour, 13 attempts to our 4, 7 on target to our 1, even more corners. They actually committed more fouls, 5 yellows in the game, no reds. Passing accuracy, very similar, 73 to 76%. I mean, looking at the stats there, the shots, we just didn't test their keeper enough, did we? Really, we didn't create enough, which is what everyone's really been saying in the chat. And it's difficult to put your finger on it because it isn't just the Bruno show and it isn't just the Maxi show. You know, Willock, Joe Linton looked like they were doing all right. Miggy, I thought, was our bright spark in the first half. The lovely control on the right-hand side when he bung the ball down from the skies. I don't know if you remember that. Played the ball inside to Willock, and he knocked it out to Maxi. Then we nearly created a chance from there. A lot of people said Maxi was carrying something, Gary. Did you see that? He looked like he was limping a little bit in the first half as well at times. Or is that just Maxi?
He's always limping. He's always limping. Honestly, he'd probably go past him in Eldon Square and he'd be limping. At times, especially in the second half, I think even Eddie Howe said it. Going forward, the final pass just wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't, was it?
And but this is why we're after 2 attack-minded players.
Yeah.
And because there's something missing. I mean, look, I got a cracking result today. I think a draw at Brighton's a good result. They're a bloody good side, especially at home. But there's something missing going forward. And you saw that today. I don't know what it is. Maxi, he wasn't on it for me today. And this is why we need, I don't know whether it's a centre mid, a right winger, striker. We need a striker for me. But one of them two, they're missing something, right? And this is why he's after Paqueta or Maddison or whoever it is, because they need that killer player who, when Bruno's not on, Bruno's not going to be great every game. They need that other player who's going to be on his game when Bruno's not. And then before you know it, you're not playing well, but you're winning the game.
Yeah.
And that's what we're after. Yeah. So,
I mean, obviously, he doesn't have the confidence in Wood. That's why you only bring him on with 5 minutes to go. If you want to change a game, you bring him on with 20, 25 minutes to go, don't you?
Yeah.
Mauro, what's your thoughts on our attacking attempt in those stats? It just doesn't look good, does it?
It doesn't. Brighton was a better team today, and sometimes statistics don't show the real situation that happened in the game. But today, I think they were better. And when you count 2 goal line clearances and 2 really great reflex saves from Nick Pope, I think they were better. As Gary said, we missed something. We missed a bit of creativity. Some good through balls to Wilson, and I think Paqueta would be a solution for that. It would be perfect.
The one thing I will say about the stats is a bit of a positive on them stats. Is it was, if you look at the possession, I'm sure that last year or the year before under Bruce, it was about 72% in Brighton's favour.
Yeah.
So we're clearly keeping the ball better.
Yeah.
Now under Eddie Howe. Now I don't think 44% possession.
45 to 55.
45.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too bad at Brighton. We just we just didn't test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we just didn't use it right.
No, we didn't use it right. And I heard somebody mention that he's not sure if Bruno. I know Bruno likes playing where he does, but maybe Bruno being a bit further forward is going to work better. Maybe he should have tried that.
Potentially could have mixed it up maybe. But again, who comes on to play in that defensive midfield role? That's what we're missing, another player, aren't we? Because Shelby's not there.
Exactly. And you know what it is? I think we'll replace Shelby, but I think if we don't, you're going to see what a miss Shelby is. Yeah. And he reminds us of that type of player that I've never been Shelby's biggest fan. I have been one of those at times who think, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But he is going to be one of those players that when he's not on the side, you realise. And I'm hoping at some point in the next 2 weeks, we'll sort that problem out, because I honestly think we could seriously push the top 6. Sixth position.
Yeah.
If we got a couple of attack-minded players in, I seriously think we can push it, because that number is up for grabs this season.
I still think top 7, even with the current squad. because of how poor the other teams really look so far in the first couple of games. We look very solid. We'll win games dirty. We'll draw games dirty like we did today. And that's why I think we've still got that little edge on those teams around.
Yeah.
I don't often do this, but when I get asked, I do it. There's an obsessed fan apparently watching right now. It's really nice to hear things like this sometimes. But Craig Howells, big shout out to you, pal. Yes, I know when Eddie Howe takes a piss because I am the man. I'm only joking. Of course I don't. But we know a little bit about what goes on in the background, and we do get a bit of information. But Craig, thanks for being a fan, mate. Thanks for watching. If you're ever at St James's Park and you see us, just come and say hi, mate. It's just a YouTube channel. I'm just a normal bloke, like Gary is and like Morrow is as well. And we're going to the game on Sunday, aren't we, Gary? Looking forward to that.
Can't wait.
Sort of looking forward to it.
We're watching to beat them at some point, aren't we?
Oh God! Yeah.
Miggy's 30 odd on the top corner.
Yeah, Miggy's got to throw it into Jack Grealish's face, hasn't he? He's got to get him back. We'll move on to the respect slide, is what I like to call it. So this was I asked Mike straight away to message me who he thought his man of the match was for Brighton. And to be honest, I looked at all the ratings for all the players, like on stats wise, and no one really shone out for any team, really, to be honest with you. But he picked out Sully March. Again, stats don't say everything about a game. It's also what you see with your eye and what you like to watch and how a player performs. But he said Sully March had an excellent game, 2 shots on target, ground duels won 2, aerial duels won 4, 49 touches. He created 1 big chance. His pass accuracy was only 55%, which is quite low, but it was one of those kind of games where, you know, the passing was quite loose from both teams. But he was Brighton's man of the match. What did you make of his performance, Morrow?
He was good today, really, really solid, good player. For me, the best player was McAllister. I was really impressed with that, with him.
Yeah, he's a good player as well.
He got, after he got the yellow card, he had to be more cautious. So he did put it down a notch, but he is an amazing player. And Solly March too, and as us, also their defense and their goalkeeper were pretty solid today and really good.
Well, I mean, the goalkeeper didn't have too much to do, did they? But March, I saw when I because obviously being at work, I saw about probably 70 minutes of the action. Missed quite a bit of it because of the stream kept on dodging out and that. But March always seemed to be busy. He seems to be getting in good areas. So. It seems to be the worthy man of the match for Brighton. Do you agree, Gary?
Yeah, I agree with Morrow. I thought McAllister was quite good. Yeah. I think, you know what is, this is why Brighton should have won the game, because they won the midfield battle for me. And I've always said it's the most important place on the pitch, the midfield. If the midfield doesn't turn up, then there's no support for the forwards, there's no support for the back line, and they won the midfield battle today, and we need to. Well, it's not like desperation or out like that, but just need to tweak it a bit. Yeah, just need to tweak it a bit for little games like this. But but no, you had a good solid game.
Yeah. To put it in perspective, we went to the Amex last season. We got beat. We've gone to the Amex today. Could have easily got beat, but we pulled a draw off.
Wasn't it a draw last season?
Was it a draw? Was it? I thought we got beat.
1-1. No, wasn't it Hayden who scored?
Oh, yeah, you might be right. The season before that, we went to the Amex and got beat.
Because it was Eddie's. Eddie walked down the stairs with Steve, man.
Did he? I can't remember.
I am sure.
I know he wasn't in charge.
No, he wasn't in charge, but I think he'd been given the job, and I think he was at the game with Steve. If I'm right. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
I can't remember. But I haven't got that slide from last night, have I?
No. But I would always take a draw at Brighton. Honestly, you cannot grumble when you get a point at Brighton.
Yeah, you're right. It was 1-1. It was the season before when we got hammered 3-0. That was Bruce's one of our worst performances. I thought we were going to go down after that result 2 seasons ago. I thought I had the slide still. It's in a different section of my sectionist. Right, I've got to find out where we were. It keeps jumping. I keep leaving the chat in a certain place so I know where I am, and then it just jumps and disappears. It's a nightmare. We have nothing extra yet. Still 2 weeks of the window to go. I like Eddie Howe, but I'm the only one that worries why he put so much faith in Wood, Murphy, and Lascelles. He's got to put it in at Wood because he's the only one we've got. Lascelles, Murphy, yeah, I get that. We need 2 more windows to actually have some quality on the bench. This is true, well said. It's not going to be a 2-window fix. This whole situation we've got. It's at least a 4-window fix, and I'm talking January, summer again before we even get to a standard where we can look at our bench and go get in. You know,
the one thing I will say about that Murphy and Wood comment was he's got no choice for Wood and Murphy.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, because Wood's was second striker. Now, if Ramos comes in tomorrow, for example, then Wood's game time's going to go down even less. So Murphy, that one baffles us a bit more than Wood because basically there's Anderson. Don't understand that one, but I'm sure Eddie has something in his mind about it. But Rome wasn't like built in a day, was it? And
yeah, exactly.
Give it time. I don't think Eddie wants these players at the club, but he's not going to come out and say they're terrible. And he's not that type of bloke, but he would replace them if he could tomorrow. I have no doubt in that. He would. So I reckon in probably a year's time, them type of players will be gone.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Do you agree, Mauro?
Yeah. We had a couple of injured players, but when you look at our bench today, it was probably not the quality needed for top 6-7 finish. But if we really do get 2 or 3 guys in, and when we get guys from that are injured, should be solid. And I think we should, with a bit of luck, be able to finish top 6-7.
Yeah, I think honestly, I really think we can. Keith, I think you need to rewatch the match, mate, because Botman played centre back and Byrne played left back, pal, and they both played excellent. Yeah. Burns played left back loads of times at Brighton. He knows that pitch very well. How can we not be positive? Played 2, won 1, drawn 1, no goals conceded.
No goals conceded.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're 4th now, aren't we?
4th. We're 4th because of Brentford.
Yeah, Brentford on goal difference, and probably 6th after Chelsea. Oh no, probably 5th after Chelsea Spurs, depending on how that goes.
And Liverpool can also take us tomorrow.
Yeah, Maxi carrying something. There was weird rumours before the game that he might have a knock. He might have picked up a knock in the warm up. So I don't know. Potter got the tactics right on Bruno and ASM. He did. Brighton had all the luck. The ball bounced to them every time. Our only luck was the most important type of luck. The ball didn't bounce over the goal line. It's very true. Maxi carrying something. It wasn't the fucking ball. Brilliant. What a comment. Gary hit the nail on the head. Paqueta. We all want Paqueta. I'll have a video out about Paqueta and Ramos after this show, to be honest with you. So don't get your hopes up, guys, or don't expect some fabulous news that we're signing them. But I've got a bit of news, and I'm going to leave it for the video. That was that dive by. Oh yeah, I was going to come on to that eventually. It keeps on popping into my head. But what was he thinking? Why do it now? Why dive? I don't get it. And it was a blatant dive. I mean, I was screaming at the referee, "Go, why is it fucking free kick?" And then when I watched the replay, I went, "Oh my god, that is horrific." It was a horrific dive. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see any of our players diving. That includes Miggy as well when he dived and won the free kick. I didn't like that because he was smiling and he knew we conned them. And I don't know. I just want our players to be honest. And is that too much to ask? Probably is this day and age with football, isn't it? But yeah, Gary, go on. What's your thoughts on it? 2 dives, 1 got caught and 1 got punished. So
yeah. Do you know what it is, Maxi? He is one of the most frustrating players I've ever seen play for this football club. Because I know that bloke has so much talent. We all know it. But it just doesn't happen on a consistent basis. And when he's doing stuff like that, I don't know. You just I didn't want to see anybody doing that because that could happen to us in a couple of games' time. You know what I mean?
But it did.
Could
Remember
lead to a
against Liverpool, and they won the game 3-2 in the Rafa with that dive on the right hand side. That hurt me. That did, because it was a blatant dive.
Yeah, it happens, and it's going to happen to us. Somebody's going to dive, and it could lead to a goal or anything like that. Red card, you just don't know. But,
you can see why why players still do it, then, can't you? I mean, we're saying we don't want to see our players do it, but then when it happens to us, we're like, well, for fuck's sake.
I know. It's frustrating, Maxi, at times. He really is. He's a cracking footballer, but he's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, that's great comments. Great to see two English managers doing well and putting their wits together, unlike the Gerrard and Lampard battle in the afternoon. Well, so Gary, it's exactly the point I was making. There you go. Mauro, who would you bring in from abroad with Paqueta? You're the Nan. You're the Nan. Hi, Nan. I'm guessing that was meant to be man for that. So you tell us, who's the gem that Newcastle could pick up that nobody's heard of? Or we might have heard of, but we wouldn't think.
I like that Kamaldeen guy from Rennes, right winger. He is a really, really, really amazing player, big talent. I like Luka Sucic, Croatian from Red Bull Salzburg. I heard that Liverpool are following him and that they will consider a bid in January. Hope it will be us, because we were linked already and we had scouts looking at him. He's probably the biggest Croatian talent at the moment. And I don't know. I like the current links. I like the Paqueta, Pulisic, and Ramos combination. I think that would improve us really, really a lot, and they would be right fit for our needs at the moment.
Yeah. Interesting. You're not missing the big elephant in the room. There is no attacking threat, but Wilson will be lucky to get top 9 with this team if Wilson breaks down. See, I don't agree with that, and the reason why is that we were the 4th best form team last season going into the end of the season, and Wilson only played about 3 or 4 games, or 3 games when he come back from injury, and we won football matches without Wilson. We might struggle to win football matches without Bruno, was the point I made on Twitter. I'm more worried about him breaking down now that Shelby's not available than I am of Wilson breaking down, because there's more than one way to skin a cat. But when you've got the likes of Bruno in, he is the man who skins the cat more ways than anybody else. So that's the way I've called it. And would get you potentially, if you played from now to the end of the season, probably 5 to 8 goals. And people will go, oh God, here we go, the Wood love again. But if you play to his strengths and you put balls into the box, he will score a few goals. So, yeah. Jules is in the house. Lovely to see you, Jules. It's been a long time. Obviously, Thomas is loving Jules. They do like each other. But obviously not related or anything. There's a big distance between them. And also a wife and twins on the way and a renovation in the house. 2 wingers we have. They are not creative and consistent. And Willick saying we urgently need 2 wingers, not 1 and 1 midfielder. We can get young striker too, but as it is, top 10 will be dreaming for us. Whoa. God, we get 1 draw and everyone's down in the dumps. I don't get it. We beat Forest and everyone was like, "Way, we're into Europe." You need to level yourself out a little bit sometimes after a result.
Brighton is a good point.
Exactly. Having Brighton
is a very, very good point. Yeah. Any point away from home in this league is a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your home games you need to win. But unless you're going for the title, you've got to win both.
But we're not going for the title. We're going top 10, which means if we don't lose our away games, if we draw every single away game, that's 18 points, 19 points, 19 points. And then you win half of to 3/4 of your home games, you're looking at almost 45, 50 points easily, aren't you? And more.
Yeah. So, I get where people are coming from with, attack-minded players at times. Because are we going to be having the same conversation next season about Maxi in this one? Probably. And I thought this was, it's only 2 games in. I still have full confidence, but I thought this was going to be Maxi's big season. This was going to be it. And he had a good game against Forest. He wasn't one of the best ones in there, but he had a good game. And today, I thought he just was probably one of the poorest players on it, for us anyway. But that's where I get the comment in a way, because we do need to sort, maybe not desperate now. I mean, I still think we need a couple of players, but next summer, we've seriously got to sort our attack line up for me, especially next summer. Because we need to go for it next season.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's only 2 games. Maxi still could have a stellar season. We don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. I mean, he did right against Forest. Yeah, I mean, we all are. We all want to see him do well. We won't. None of us have said we'd sell him unless it was an absolute stupid amount of money. But here we go. Which one was the worst bit of business? 25 million for Wood or 100 million for pass back Jack? Mauro, who would you go for as the worst transfer?
Pass back Jack.
Yeah, I agree. Terrible. 100 million. Do you agree with that, Gary?
Yeah, 100. I thought it was stupid at the time when they paid it. I mean, he was a good player at the time. He wasn't fantastic. I just don't understand why Man City did that. And I still don't understand why they got rid of Sterling and kept him. But that's Man City's business. But I don't understand that one.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. 45% is good away from home to a proper decent team, i.e. a team that is better as a whole unit than the individual qualities indicated, to be fair, and we're still in the top 4. Exactly. Shook. Yes, I think Dan Burn shook everyone's hand, didn't he? Courtney News on Quitter and Gem. It's what that's all about. Got any news on the striker option and Matilda before? I don't know, Dan. Dean. Confused me there, mate. I've got an inside scoop coming out after this. Fingers crossed. I've got 2 bits of information, but I'm going to save it for that. Eddie was at the Brighton game last year, just before they announced him as manager. As he was walking down the stairs of Amanda, he shook hands with Dan Ashworth. They're probably like, yep, we've got you as well. Thomas says, hit the thumbs up button. Smash the subscribe button, guys, if you don't mind. Brighton's a good team, but not superb. If our wingers can work as normal, we can beat them. I still think a point's a good point against Brighton. I would have been ecstatic with a win. And he used on signings, video after the show. Rome wasn't built in the day, but Rome was planned, and you can't see a plan. They keep bottling top targets and they have no spine to pay what they want. Yeah, but they're being asked to be paid over the odds on some players. There's a plan and they're sticking to it. That's what we've got. A lot of people have got a problem with. We've got a plan to bring in young players in the under 23s, young striker to go alongside Wilson and Wood. They're trying to find a midfielder and a right winger. You can see the plan. They're just not going to pay over the odds, and that's what a lot of us and a lot of fans can't see why we won't do that. But then FFP comes into it. So unless we know everything that's going on behind the scenes, I don't agree with that comment. I don't know if you guys don't agree with that.
I think it's got something to do with the sponsors. I think I've said this before, that I think when the takeover happened, and I think they were expecting Eddie to take about 16th or 15th. And this season, they were going to stabilise, get the bottomans, get whoever, get the young talent in, go for mid-table. I think the plan was for mid-table. And I think next summer was the one they were going to go for it, get the sponsors in, whoever it is. But obviously, Eddie had such a fantastic season, Bob. It sort of put a bit more pressure on them.
Yeah.
I reckon. But I think it's got something to do with the sponsors. And if these experts are right that Newcastle could spend £500 million this summer, but it'll affect future windows if we don't get certain things sorted out. And I think there's a plan. But I think this plan was just for mid-table, but they've probably had to sort of think of different ways now because of what Eddie did last season.
Yeah, I think we're ahead of schedule because of Eddie Howe in general. I think you're right. Absolutely spot on. Right, let's have a look at our man of the match. I messaged in the group and I said there's only one man of the match, isn't there? And his rating proves it. He was the highest rated player out of all 22 on the pitch. He made 5 saves inside the box 4. He had 33 touches and he even ran the ball out once, 1 of 1. His accurate passes is 30%, but that doesn't surprise me as a goalkeeper because he did have to go long at times due to Brighton stopping us from playing out from the back. But Nick Pope trending on Twitter, Toon Pauls is going to get his Mackie D's delivered to his house. He'll be a happy man. It was kind of written in the stars that he was going to get a clean sheet after everything that went on yesterday. Can you imagine if we conceded 4 after what happened yesterday?
No. I know. It would have been class, wouldn't it?
It would have been unbelievable. Maura, what was your thoughts on Pope today?
He was unbelievable. He was really great. And those 2 saves were... really reflex saves, especially the first one, because he was already in the air and he looked like he was jumping further. I don't know how to explain it, but he did extra jump in the air. So 2 really, really magnificent save, and he was definitely man of the match today.
Yeah, I agree. Gary, what was your thoughts on him?
Absolutely superb. But you know what it is? I think I said at the start of the season, didn't I, that at some point, and it'll happen again, we'll go on about how good Nick Pope was. Because he's a shot stopper. His distribution's a lot better than I thought it was as well.
Yeah. I was surprised at that.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if Pickford's England's number 1, then he's not far behind, is he?
He's not. I think he could take it off him, especially being in that Everton team.
Yeah,
because they look disarray again.
Yeah, I think he could seriously push Pickford for this World Cup, because nobody else is springing to my mind for the position. And I know there's Henderson and all that, but I think Pope's got a hell of a chance. And he was superb today. One for him, but would have lost again.
What's it? Harry slap heat at Man U and Wes Morgan to keep him in line. Then the Soon to cover him, and he's not able to do it on his own. I'm a bit confused by that comment.
Looks like Leicester and Man United.
Yeah, who cares about Man United? Who cares about Leicester? Don't forget our summer window is impacted by what we spend in January. That was necessary. Every club in Europe trying to buy attackers. It's not an easy market. Exactly. Port was fantastic. Don't see women footballers diving yet. It's very true. If you build a team, your manager and the scouts get together and set targets, then they go out and buy for the tactic and how they play. Liverpool build. Again, the buying what Eddie Howe wants. And Eddie Howe is sort of in charge of recruitment, isn't he? A little bit. He's got a massive say in it. Talk about poor refs. What chance with players cheating, diving? And yeah, exactly. We always criticize the refs, but the players have got to take a bit of bit of stick as well, haven't they, with the diving? But quite a 30 million plus add-ons, 25 million for plus over odds. And so, come on, owners, get your finger up. Oh, I've heard it's worse than that. Ramos looks so cool when he finishes it like it's a slow-mo. He's the best composure I've ever seen, a 21-year-old striker. We get him. He'll be worth over 100 million in the near future. That's what we like to hear. We'll have to go on YouTube and check his goal out. We can all see we need strengthening. No one is saying otherwise. Exactly. We do need strengthening. Look at Man U. Costs go 35 million from PSV. They wanted him 27 goals in all competitions. But look at Man United. They couldn't even score past Brentford. At some point, yes, we will, but this is a 5-10 year project. Saudis don't like finishing second, so they will find a way to max revenue. And yeah, exactly.
I'm just wondering what because I remember them saying that the 5 to 10 year project. It'll be interesting to see what the actual 10 year is.
Yeah. Because they said within 5-10 years they want to win the league. That's what Amanda said. So
I'm guessing. I mean, I think the Blade's right there. They don't finish second.
No,
Graham Souness said it on TalkSport the other day as well. He says they don't come in to finish second. And I'm guessing the 10 year project is possibly Champions League.
I still think
what I'm
it's win. I think it's be in the Champions League, but win the Premier League. I think that's what Amanda said. So I'm going. I mean, again, it could be Champions League, could be both. Could be 5 years win the Premier League, 10 years win the Champions League. You just don't know, do you?
I mean, both Botman and Bruno have said that the sport of the owners and the one Champions League. They wouldn't have signed if the owners hadn't have told them we want to get into the Champions League as soon as possible.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have come. So they've been told something.
Yeah, Blade the loan was afterwards. There were players up there, real top talent, but no one club. Yeah, apart from Botman, we've not looked at any other future stars. We've signed young kids from all over. We have looked at future stars. There's that, what do you call him again? Not Anderson. Rogers Sanchez, wasn't it? Or Rogers someone. The one, that young kid we were looking at for 10 million.
I mean, we're on the verge of
Fernandes.
Ekitike.
Yes, him. Yeah, Ekitike would have been Ekitike, whoever he pronounced his name. He would,
I'm starting to realise how much he really scuppered the owners' plans this summer. Like,
yeah,
because they thought they had him, and he's really put a spanner in the works for them. Like.
Oh yeah, shit! I forgot to tell Brads about the thumbnail that I need for later on. Whoops, my fault. I'll just quickly message him Ramos and Paqueta. So basically, I've got a bit of news on Ramos and Paqueta. It'll only take 2-minute video, but I want to do it in a video because not a lot of people watch this show. So, well, I mean, a lot of people do watch shows, 130 watching, probably a couple of thousand will watch it, but people look out for the inside scoop. So I want everyone to have the chance to listen to it. So it was to get in the Champions League in 5 years, not win it. Challenge for the league in 10 years. I'm sure she said win it. Build from the back and the spine of the team. The project is working. Exactly. You can win games with having a solid defense because you can nick games 1-0. He's my future star. Ekitike is going to be a future star, but not with us by the looks of it. The last man to talk about was Fabian Shaw. I thought he was excellent as well. The whole back line was, to be honest with you, but that composure. Did you see Wilson's reaction after he played that ball when it was going in, and he just controlled it perfectly and cleared it out? He was just like, wow, that was just so composed. But 8 clearances, 2 ground duels, 1 aerial duels, 5, 54 touches, 11 long balls, 66 passing accuracy, which is not bad for a defender when you've got your backs to the wall. An 8 out of 10 rating, 7.7, but an 8 out of 10 really. He was instrumental, wasn't he, again, Gary? And he's just shown his faith that's been put into him by Eddie Howe, and he's really reaping the rewards for it and repaying it.
Yeah, he's camping material, isn't he, Shaw?
Yeah,
definitely. The whole back line was played well today. I couldn't fault any of them at the back line. Goalkeeper, defence, Botman, you name it. Shaw, you know what it is? Calm as out when he cleared that ball.
He was, wasn't he? Honestly, it was Wilson's reaction. It was just like,
I don't know.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But what a turnaround for Shaw since Bruce was here. Honestly, he's went from being on the bench to being nearly sold to within the space of a year and a half being probably one of our most important defenders or players at the club at the moment.
We saw that under Rafa, though. We knew the player was there.
We knew he was there.
And this is why I keep saying give Longstaff a chance, give Mickey a chance, give Wood a chance. Eddie Howe works magic with people, and he knows how to get the best out of them.
Just cracking game again today. He's had a good start this season.
He has. He's been excellent.
He's gonna be busy in a couple of weeks now. I mean, a week's time.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm looking forward to the atmosphere and being there and seeing Haaland live. That is one of the reasons why I want to go to the game. I know it sounds stupid being a Newcastle fan, and I can't wait to see the Man City team, but we're not at their level yet. So I am looking forward to seeing, the likes of Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne and Foden and all them playing live, because it's different than watching it on TV. And I want to see this will give us a test to see how far we've actually come from last season as well. Can we give Man City a game at home, which we should do because we're at home, but we'll wait and see. Mauro, your final thoughts on Shaw?
Unbelievable player. Always been a fan of him, and it just shows what Steve Bruce, clueless manager, was, because he was great. He was great under Rafa. He was great all of the time. Even when he wasn't playing for us, he was great for Switzerland. He had a great Euro, World Cup before that, and he was always a good player. But Eddie Howe brought confidence in him, and he's just showing what a good player he is. So I was really happy when we signed him on the new contract, and that he's playing now and playing like he is.
Yeah, he's just phenomenal. And I've always said, I mean, a lot of us said there is a player in Shaw. We've always said it, and we're just glad he's getting the chance to do it again. Hi, Deluxe, be quick to have his meeting. Yeah, I'm going to just wait for the video, Sean. Wait for the video. Sean, international play just goes to show anyone can be Bruce. Exactly. You know, he stars for his international team, doesn't he? He's fantastic. I think me and Gary, we got the result right today, but we didn't get the correct score, so we got a point each. We both said 1-1. Mauro, you went 2-1, didn't you, to Newcastle?
2-0. I got the clean sheet, but not the win.
Well, that's not good enough because you didn't get the right score.
I know.
It was a good effort. I'm absolutely gutted today, though. I was doing well in Super 6 until the Man United game kicked off.
Yeah.
So, Super 6, I had Man City to win 4-0, 5 points. Arsenal to win 2-1, 2 points. Southampton Leeds to draw 2-2, 5 points. I had Brentford and Man United 1-1. 0 points. And then there's 2 games tomorrow. That's in Super 6 as well. But I've got 13 points so far. It's not a bad little tally. But that's the end of the show. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks to you two again, as always. And thanks to Mike, who had to leave for his barbecue, you know. And what's more important, having a beer or talking to us? I don't get it.
Hello.
I mean, it's clearly family time and having a beer, definitely. But we will be back tomorrow, won't we? We're going to be doing a bit of a transfer show. I don't know if I'll have an update. I'll be asking for one. But we'll be having a look at the particular slide. I don't think I put the slide up. I did, yes, I did. And the 11 players that are out of contract. Would we sign any of them? It was an interesting one, wasn't it? So we're going to talk about transfers and stuff like that. Please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button on your way out. We're on a road to 6,000. We're about 202 away, I think, before we came live on air. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's great to hear about people who are obsessed with the show and stuff like that. Night, Jules, thanks for joining. It's good to see you. And yeah, so thanks for a lovely Saturday night. I'm going to do the little video, go to bed and go to work, and then I'll see you again tomorrow night. Rock on till then, guys. See you later.
Bye.